No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Unfortunately, you can't actually go to Raiders versus Saints. Why? Because this thing called COVID. Maybe you still want to be able to rep your favorite team, and hopefully you do so by getting one of these Raiders masks here. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders mask. That link will be available for you in the comments and in the description. I don't know about you. When I go out, I always wear a mask, and when I do, I wear a Raiders mask. The 3-pack, that one's available for $17.99. The 4-pack that you see on screen, that one's $29.99. If you're going to go out in public, you're going to have to wear a face mask. Let's do our part because I want to be able to go to Raiders games as soon as humanly possible. Do your part. That's all I'm asking. Stay safe. Chatsports.com/Raiders masks. All right, let's now talk a little bit here about this Raiders versus Saints game. We did get some news during our live show on Tuesday. This tweet's coming in from Tom Pelissero. Saints star wide receiver Michael Thomas' high ankle injury is worse than originally believed, and he's now expected to miss several weeks, sources tell him. So Thomas is tough as they come. He originally said that he was going to try to play, and actually, during my News and Rumors show, I thought he was going to be able to. But now that he's going to be missing several weeks, this is a big-time hit here for the New Orleans Saints, who are now going to have to lean on players like Emmanuel Sanders, like Tre'Quan Smith, maybe even a tight end in Jared Cook. So you know what? I'm really curious how this one's going to be shaken out. So the Saints, they come to Allegiant Stadium. We get to show the entire NFL world what the best stadium in the league looks like, and I can't wait to see how this one goes down. So the Saints 1-0 after beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-23. The Raiders 1-0 after taking care of business against the Carolina Panthers 34-30. What we're talking about here is Monday Night Football, so make sure that you're using hashtag MNF to get your questions on the show. And also, I want you to subscribe. Why? We're going to be doing a Monday Night Football watch party here on the Las Vegas Raiders Report. We had over 38,000 comments this past week for Raiders versus Panthers. I want over 50,000 comments this week. We did $500 in Super Chats. Y'all made me drink underneath the table. I was struggling. But why should you absolutely subscribe? We are going to have fun. I'm going to be bringing a Raiders tailgate right to your home. We got play-by-play, and it's 100% free. If you're a diehard Raider fan, make sure you subscribe and join our Raiders vs. Saints watch party. We're going to get it started about 10 minutes right before kickoff. Kenny, one of my most loyal watchers. What's up, my dude? Saints favored 6.5. I'm going money line Raiders. So that to me actually means it went up because the last time I saw it was actually 5.5. If it's still 6.5, do it right now because I actually think without Michael Thomas, this game's going to be a lot closer. Go to Kenson Paris. Aloha, Mitch. What's up, brother? You think that we have a better team this week beating the Saints than we did when we beat them a couple years ago with Mack and Cooper? I don't know if you can compare that because both teams are so different, and the Saints right now are actually a much better football team now than what they were back then. Do I hope the Raiders win? Obviously, but I just want a close game. Give me a close game where we can actually see that the Raiders are able to compete with some of the best teams in the National Football League. So you can use hashtag MNF to get on the show, or you can super chat, jump the line, because right now we got 1,200 people watching. Henry, what's up, my dude? Good day, Mitch. Good day, Henry. Love to have football back. All the top rookie wide receivers had similar amounts of yards this week. Can't wait to see Ruggs evolve. I'm excited to see Ruggs be able to take his game to the next level because right away on that 45-yard catch, you could see the speed. You could also see all the different ways that they're trying to incorporate him. But from what I've seen from CeeDee Lamb, from what I've seen from Jerry Jeudy, Justin Jefferson, the receiver that impressed me the most that was a rookie was, yes, Henry Ruggs. Go to Dale Webb Jr. How many yards will Josh Jacobs get against the Saints? Oh, boy. So he didn't quite get 100. He was close. He averaged only 8 yards per carry. Had 3 touchdowns, though. I'm going to go with, let's go with 80 rushing yards because they have a pretty solid rush defense. But you know what? Give me another 30 receiving yards because I think if the Raiders want to be able to compete, you need to continue to get Josh more involved in the passing game, which I thought they actually did a pretty good job this past week against Carolina. So give me about 80, 82 rushing yards for Josh Jacobs. If y'all want to get your predictions in, though, I'd much appreciated. I see KC, the Sledge Teller, says 144. Next question coming up here on the Raiders Report. Winter, smiley face, go Raiders. I think the Raiders will lose, but the game's going to be close. So 30-27. So first thing, if you're going to put the high score, it always goes first. So it should be 30-27 loss, even though you're putting the Raiders first. I get what you're doing. But, I mean, if the Raiders could compete, that's what I want to see. Obviously, I want to see them win, sure. But Winter, if you think that's going to be the case, you should go bet on this game. I mean, the over-under right now is at 51, and the spread, 5.5. If anybody wants to bet on this football game, hit me up on Instagram at MitchellRents365. I got a little bit of a deal going on right now, so if you want to bet on the Raiders, if you want to get a Raiders jersey, just hit me up on at MitchellRents365. I do want you all to predict the score right now. Raiders versus the Saints. Get your predictions in the comment section. I'll probably put something up on my Instagram, so hopefully by this time y'all are watching this. I'm probably going to put this video out on a later date, maybe like Sunday. If you watch it, check out my Instagram as well. I might put something out like you guys can win some money. But let me know in the comments section, who's going to win this game? Predict the score. Raiders versus the Saints. Throw it down there below. Next question coming in is from FTC Flight Team Stand Up. Will the Raiders hold Alvin Kamara under 100 yards? Oh boy, under 100 yards, I'm actually going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to go with no is because if Michael Thomas is unable to play, look for Drew Brees to really, really target Kamara. If I have to eat my words, it's not something I'm going to be totally upset about. I do have Kamara in a few fantasy leagues, but I mean, he's one of the best running backs in the National Football League for a reason. They're going to try to feed him. Now, under 100 rushing yards, I'll say yes, but under 100 total yards, that I'm probably going to end up going with no. I see Chiley's get some score predictions in here, 35-28, 34-27, seeing a lot of high scores. Speaking of Alvin Kamara, how about this? Who's the better running back? Both very elite. I would even probably put both right now in the top 5. If you think it's Josh Jacobs, type JJ. If you think it's Alvin Kamara, give me an AK. I know y'all are big Josh Jacobs fans. If I were to be building a more complete running back, it might actually be Kamara because he can catch the football better. 81 catches over the last 3 years. But if you'd ask me who's by far the better value, it's Josh Jacobs. It's not even close. If you'd ask me which running back would I want to start my team around right now, it would also be Jacobs because he's younger and has had less injuries. Nicholas Perez, how do you think our defense and offense are going to hold up against the Saints? Well, the defense needs to be able to start shutting down some players. Obviously, not having Michael Thomas, that's going to hurt New Orleans. But they still have a lot of other very talented options. How is this team going to be able to handle Jared Cook? And then, for our offensive sake, I mean, the Saints have, I think, a top 10 defense and no doubt a top 10 offense. I mean, if you can't get after Drew Brees, you're going to struggle. But if you can't start creating some bigger plays, like you need to be able to make some big plays in order to beat a team that is better than you in the Saints. Another one coming in from Winter. Go Raiders. How many yards will Derek Carr throw? Let's go with like 276. So if the Raiders lose, I think that he's going to throw for over 300. If the Raiders win, it's going to be another very well-controlled game where they really lean on the running back Jacobs, keep the Saints offense off the field. If you can give me 276 yards, 2 touchdowns from Derek, and they win, I'll take that. Obviously over 330 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 picks. I don't want garbage time yards. I want to be in control of this entire game. Chili Man, 213. Gruden needs to put Amik Robertson in the slot more. Joyner at safety and activate Javen White. See what he can do. If the Raiders want to throw in Amik, I'd be at least a little bit more intrigued to see what he can do because the Raiders did not play well whatsoever in the secondary, and this is a super chat, so I appreciate the super. You could activate a player like Javen White depending on how healthy Nick Kwiatkoski ultimately is. We'll see when the news does finally come out. But I would say let's get Amik a little bit more involved in the slot. And I'm actually on board for putting LaMarcus Joyner back at safety. Raider Al 1015. Going to answer a few more questions here, and then we'll wrap up the show. This game will hinge on quarterback pressure by us. Totally agree. One of the things that the Saints do very well is get the football out. Now, if you can lock down the receivers and try to make them, hold on to the football a little bit, you can definitely fluster most NFL quarterbacks, obviously. But I'm going to challenge Clelin Ferrell. I'm going to challenge Maxx Crosby. You have to be able to get more pressure. I am also, though, going to challenge Paul Guenther and say, hey, why don't we blitz a little bit more? Teddy Bridgewater had all day to throw. I get that you might not be confident in your secondary. If you're not confident in your secondary, maybe move some things around instead of doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. But you need to blitz more. You need to be able to get after the quarterback, because if it doesn't happen, yeah, you're going to get picked apart. So fill in the blank here for me, y'all. Got 1,200 people watching this live show. The Raiders' Week 2 MVP will be, fill in the blank. The easy answer is probably Josh Jacobs, right? I mean, that's probably the easy answer. But in order for the Raiders to win this one, I almost want to say defense, and I'm going to cheat. Because if the Raiders' defense can hold the Saints to under 24 points, I am actually a believer that this is going to be a game that they can win. I'm seeing some votes coming from Darren Waller. Jonathan Abram is a good one. You know what? I actually really like the Jonathan Abram one. Matthew, you're next up here. Waller goes for 100 yards, 4 Chucky heads. 100 yards, I'll give it maybe like 2 Chucky heads. Would I love to see it? Absolutely. But this Saints team is probably more predicated on stopping. Probably more built for stopping receivers. Can you stop the tight end? Yes, but the only way Waller's getting over 100 is if they, again, start to stretch the football field with him. Let him use his talent, because he's a very athletic tight end. A lot of dink and dunks. Dale Webb Jr., do you think that our defense can shut down Emmanuel Sanders? Yes. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders is not what he used to be. Is he a good receiver? Yes, he would probably still be. He would be actually one of the top receivers on our team. But what makes him great is he's a solid route runner and fits exactly what the Saints try to do with some of those underneath routes. It's going to be really interesting to see what he can do now as the number 1 receiver in that offense. That Michael Thomas is out, though. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the number 1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.